Entertainment Weekly has just released a gallery detailing the upcoming books, comics, and other stories that will tie in with Solo, a Star Wars story. The most significant is probably the novel called Last Shot by Daniel José Older. It sounds pretty interesting as it will focus on Han and Lando over the course of 3 separate eras. Part of it will be about Lando and L337 before the events of the film. Part of it will be about Han and Chewie in between Solo and A New Hope, and the last part will be about Han, Leia, Lando, and a very young Ben Solo after Return of the Jedi. It also mentions that we'll meet Sana Starros for the first time in the Han and Chewie story set before A New Hope. I kinda get the feeling that this book will be reminiscent of the old Han Solo and Lando Calrissian adventures from the late 70s and early 80s. Kind of a combination of the two collections. The covers even match a little bit. It'll be released on April 17th, just over a month before Solo comes out. We're also getting a young adult book from Ray Carson, who's already written Star Wars stories in From a Certain Point of View and Tales from Canto Bight. Most Wanted is going to be about Kira and Han Solo when they were much younger, and we'll get to see what it was like for them to survive on Corellia. It's kind of interesting that this book shares a title with the recent DJ one-shot comic, but I doubt the two stories will have any real connection. A new comic starring Lando called Lando Double or Nothing will begin on May 30th, the Wednesday after Solo comes out. Written by Rodney Barnes, it will be 5 issues long and follow Lando right before the film starts, providing some additional backstory for him and L337. The first Lando miniseries is still one of my favorite Star Wars comics, so I'm excited to see if this one lives up to its predecessor. In addition to new story content, we can expect the same reference books we normally get with movie releases. The Art of Solo, a Star Wars Story by Phil Szostak and The Official Guide by Pablo Hidalgo will both likely come out on May 25th, the same day as the movie. The Art of books are always a great look at the evolution of a Star Wars movie, giving us details on scenes that might have been. I expect this one will be very interesting given the film's kind of troubled production. The official guides are some of my favorite books to read after a new movie release. Pablo Hidalgo always fills these with fun details for mega nerds. So far it seems that the saga films get visual dictionaries and cross-section books, but Rogue One and now Solo have basically combined the two into one comprehensive guide. Star Wars Adventures will be running a 3-part story following Han and Chewie that include bounty hunters 4-LOM and Zuckuss, which is great because we haven't really seen much of them at all in the new canon. Written by another veteran Star Wars writer, Cavan Scott, it looks like this series will start on Free Comic Book Day, which is May 5th. And finally, in the same vein as Star Wars Adventures, we're gonna see a lot of tie-ins aimed at younger readers. Choose your own adventure books, coloring books, sticker books, and so on. I probably won't be covering those on this channel, but everything else you can expect to see at least some mention of. Although I do want to point out this little droid on the coloring book. Looks like an older model astromech. Personally, I am especially looking forward to Last Shot and Most Wanted, since the only other books we've had announced for 2018 so far are The Last Jedi novelization and Thrawn Alliances. And speaking of The Last Jedi novelization, I'm sure we're going to get a novelization for Solo, it just hasn't been announced yet. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.